Here we are at BillFlash.com, and this is where we're going to get started. As you can see, top left, BillFlash, we are all about getting you paid. Feel free to come back to BillFlash.com if you have any further questions. There are a number of different things that you can see at our site and learn a little bit more about our company. But as we get into this thing, I just want to scroll right down to the middle here and show you our complete suite of billing and payment services. We try to be a one-stop shop for billing and payment needs that work together. On the left, we have our sending statements icons. They're both in blue. The first one you're going to see is eBill. eBill allows you to send paperless bills securely through our site, My Provider Link. The next thing is print and mail, and that's just what it sounds like. You can send professionally printed bills via USPS first class mail. We have customization, different delivery methods, messages, and you can even change the color if you'd like. Each statement includes a return envelope with a tear off top coupon, and you can simplify the payment processing with that coupon, and that also leads over to our right side where folks can pay online. So with an easy to read link on that printed statement, they can go to our ePay. So you see our two icons over here on the right that are green. Those are our payment icons. The first one, as I mentioned, is ePay, which allows your patients to pay you online 24/7 at myproviderlink.com. They can message you. They also have some consolidated billing or payment reports that are all available through our ePay system. And then finally down here at the bottom on the right is Office Pay. This does cover just about any other way you could think about getting a payment in, whether it's a walk-in, mail, phone payment. You can also do card on file, automated payments, and some automated payment plans if you want to. So you can see there's a number of different ways that you can send bills and get paid. So we're going to jump right into it and by going into our BillFlash account. So you can see right here at the top right, we're just going to sign in. Across the top, we have a number of different tabs for looking at all of your payers. Those are the patients that will be paying you, that you've sent bills to. Sending bills, getting paid, running different reports. You can use our find function to find previously sent documents or payments that have been taken. Look them up by patient, account number, record, however you need to find those. And then our help center. And our help center does have a number of different user guides and a learning center, a glossary of terms. And then if you ever need to get a hold of us, you can contact us through this as well. So I wanted to show you this before we jump into uploading statements. And at this time, let's just take a look. How do you get your statements over to BillFlash.com? Well, in this instance, what we're going to do is we're going to send the bills through Send Bills. And we're going to go Upload Files. And we're going to browse for the file that we want to upload. Once we've found the file that we want to upload, we simply hit Upload. It completes the process. And then this is going to take us over to where we can e-approve these statements. So let's go over to the e-approve. In this section, you can see I've just uploaded this test file to Health USA. That is the name of my office. In the instance that you are a billing service looking at this, you can manage several different offices, or if you are an office that has multiple locations, you can manage different locations or providers under one account. BillFlash is pretty flexible when it comes to setup, so that you can use BillFlash in really any situation that you have or that you'd be using to send out patient statements. On the right here, we can review, approve, or reject those files. If for some reason I uploaded those and I was expecting more, maybe I exported them incorrectly, I could just go ahead and reject these, and we're not charging you anything for that. It's just a cancellation of that document batch there. Or I could approve those batches that are available right here. So if I click approve, I'll cue you down here. By 6 p.m. Eastern, the e-bills are sent the same day, and the printed statements are mailed the next business day. So I can just approve that batch. But what I love about the BillFlash system is you get the ability to review the statements. So let's click into a batch and review them. On the left, you can see that I have a list of each of the patients that I'm going to be sending a bill to. I get their upload record, their account number, the amount that they're being billed, any aging is going to show up right here. I can even hover over and view the messages that are being printed on the statements, the color of the statement, and the delivery method, whether it's both e-bill or mail. But not only do I get to view these things, if you're like me and you like to have a little more control over things, then you can actually come in here and edit them and make a few changes. So, for instance, if I saw that Pamela, I wanted to go ahead and delete that, all I'd need to do is put a check mark there. That one will not be sent with the batch, therefore you will not be charged for sending that statement. You can see across the top here, I can select all records, and let's just say I wanted to add a message. Maybe you're going to be closed for an upcoming holiday. In this yellow box, I could just type in the message that I want to be sent, or I have a library. I could start building a library of common messages that I'd like to use. Those messages will be applied to all of the statements over here in the message lines. I can do the same thing with color or delivery method. You can also come in here under the account number, and if let's just say you're used to working with a stack of paper and you're flipping through those and you see one, you want to look at all the detail, well, you can still maintain that same control by clicking on the account number and opening each statement up one by one. So I can see that this is billing billed for Health USA, and you can see our statement format. We can add your logo here at the top left, and we're going to customize the messaging here. We'll customize all this messaging. This is the messages that we can be changing on the fly. Like we saw before, here's our payment information, online pay. So this is generally what your statement would look like. Obviously, there's a little bit of customization that we can do, but we like this simple format. And I can start tabbing through to the next documents. Now let's just say I came across Greg Green and I wanted to make a change. I can edit this document, and maybe I want to type a specific message for Greg, and I could say something in this top message bar, or I could put it in one of these lower message bars and say, "Dear Greg." It's just free text. I can really type whatever I want to in here. It's just free text so I can communicate whatever I need to Greg. Now this message is not going to be applied to any other statements, only Greg's. So I can have something quite specific if I needed to. I could also change the color here if I wanted, or I could even adjust his delivery method if needed. And then when I'm done, I just move on to the next one and the next one. And so as I'm going through these statements, I can make sure that they're all looking the way that I want them to look. At this point, I go ahead and save my changes and close out of this edit mode, save my changes here, and then exit out of this edit mode. Now I'm back to this main screen where I can approve these files and they're sent the next business day. So if you're in a situation where you're printing off a bunch of statements and you're going through all of those statements, now you have the ability to get them out of the door right away. You don't have to spend time folding and stuffing those statements before you send them out, which can delay the process, because we found that the quicker you send the statement out, the more likely you are to get a timely payment returned. So you want to make sure that those statements go out quickly and efficiently. And one thing that really helps us to get those statements out quickly and efficiently is our e-bill. And I'll show you our e-bill template right under our e-bill templates. And so here's what an e-bill template would look like. And I'll go ahead and pick one that might have some stuff filled out here. So the from return address would be your return address. So if it's your office, in this case ABC Billing Company, I can customize this. I can customize the subject line. I could say your statement is ready from Health USA or from Dr. So-and-so. And then you can see down here in the e-bill, this is the body of the email that's going out to your patient. In the body of that email, you will be able to see only a little bit of healthcare information. It's the account number, the amount due, and the statement date. Now, obviously, we do this for HIPAA reasons. We cannot show any PMI, but we do give enough so that the patient knows what they need to pay and the date that the statement was generated. You can have some additional content. Please contact us at this office number, and then you can use this box over here for any other kind of text that you want to communicate with your patients. So let me go ahead and show you a live version of this e-bill. So here's my live version. This is the way it was received by me, and I have some content showing up over here, and then I also have the view and pay bill button. You can see that as I hover over, it gives me this long string link, and I can click on that, And when I click on it, what happens is it's taking me to our secure site, myproviderlink.com. And at myproviderlink.com, you see I have this bill, and I can simply do guest pay if I want. And within 2 clicks, I'm already in my payment screen. And this is just as simple as buying anything else online. I have a total amount due. Maybe I use my credit card, type in my information, or use a checking account, prove that I'm not a robot, and submit this payment. This information is sent directly to you and goes to your bank account. And then in the next section, we'll talk about how do those payments get back into your software. So after you've completed this payment here, as a patient, I will get a receipt of payment, and I'm on my way. I wanted to show you the value of actually logging into a MyProviderLink account. Like we saw before, we just did a guest pay, but when you're at MyProviderLink, one of the things you can do is actually sign up for an account. It's just going to require some basic information, and then you can sign into that account at any future time. You would just put in your email address and password and sign in. Now here's an example of what my provider link looks like. You can see I have the office that is billing me. I can manage my billing preferences. I can view my most recent bill. If I click on this, it will show me the information in that statement. And I can confirm that this is the payment I need to make, $37.50. If for some reason I've already made this payment, maybe I need to come back and reprint a receipt. I can come in here and reprint any past payment receipts that I have. And then right here, I have this pay button, and I have the option to just go ahead and pay this total amount due if that's what I wanted to do, or a different amount. I can choose a payment method that I've stored on file, or I can actually use a different payment method if I would like. And once I'm finished, it's just like, again, buying anything else online. I go ahead and submit my credit card, I print my confirmation, or I can have this emailed to me at my default email address. So you can see the power of actually using myproviderlink.com as a patient, especially if I'm coming back to your office quite often. You can also, as a patient, use this MyProviderLink if I have multiple providers that are on the BillFlash system. I can actually have one MyProviderLink login, and then I can manage all of my billing in one place. So you can see MyProviderLink can be quite a powerful resource when it comes to making payments. And the beauty of it is it frees up your office to now not have to field phone calls or return phone calls during the day, because a patient can be using MyProviderLink to pay you online 24/7. So we've covered so far how to send statements. We've sent a mail and an e-billed statement. And then we talked a little bit about how the patient is then paying you online. Now we're going to move into our Office Pay section. Office Pay is one of those tools that is available right through BillFlash.com. You can log in at any time. As long as you have internet access, you're going to be able to take a payment in really whatever way you need. So if you're bound to a specific credit card terminal, or you're using a software that you have to exit and come back into, this should open up a number of different things available to you, and flexibilities available to you, because you can use this system really wherever you have internet access and a web browser. So if you have a remote employee, or several offices, or if you have several workstations at your office, all you need to do is go under this Getting Paid tab and initiate a new payment. This is just going to be a digital version of your credit card terminal. You can see I can look up a patient name. So in this case, let's go ahead and look up a patient I've billed, Greg Green. Now, Greg Green, I know, has some bills from us, and it looks like he has an outstanding balance of $30. That outstanding balance of $30, he's maybe come in or called in and wants to pay. And so I can put an internal message or a customer-facing message if I want to on here. I can run this as a credit card. And watch what happens when I click walk in. I get this swipe card now. We do have USB card readers that plug right into your computer that you can just swipe that card. If you needed to, for some reason, you could key in that information. And then the kind of the same vein, if it was mailed in or telephoned in, then you could just key in that information as well. You can also do the same process with checks if you wanted to do walk-in mail and then put in the checking information, and you can use this to track your cash. But I wanted you to check out this handy stored pay over here, where I have a checking account on file. I can have an agreement set up. I would just type in some notes of here. Maybe Greg agrees to pay up to a certain dollar amount, or he's only paying copays. And if I wanted to use this stored payment method on file, all I would do is highlight that bubble. Go ahead and submit the payment. I process it. and then I have a receipt where I can actually send this information via email, or I can print it off and hand it to Greg right here in the office. So this allows you to kind of free up what you're available to do if you were having to walk over to a card terminal, or if you were having to do some external processing. Now you have the ability to take payments right at BillFlash.com. Another option that you're going to have is the ability to take a payment that is unrelated or unlinked to any patient that you've already uploaded a statement for. So this unrelated payment right here will give you basically an open-ended credit card terminal. I can select my office. Again, in the case of if you were set up as a billing service, you can actually just select the office that you want to take that payment for. If you were not a billing service and didn't have locations other than just the one, it wouldn't give you that option. But then I could put in an account number manually and then the payment amount. And now, again, same process, card, check, cash, but this just gives me a credit card terminal that's available to use. Now, another way that this is often used is if a insurance company will be sending you credit card images to run insurance payments, and you could actually just put it in here, maybe put an account number as something like Blue Cross Blue Shield, and then a payment of $1,200, and that type of a thing. Payer name, it could also be Blue Cross Blue Shield, and then on the internal memo, maybe you would put something like EOB number 4568, whatever. So this gives you the option to really take a payment for whatever. I always like to use the joke, you could sell bubble gum for all we know. It really just is an open-ended credit card terminal, allows you to do some nice things like add a receipt, things like that. So whatever you're selling, whether it's supplements or eyeglasses or bubble gum, you can use this right here for any of those needs. So you're not in a position where you have to always have a patient there. This just allows you to really take a payment for whatever you need. And then you can see across the top, you can always cancel, refund. I'm not going to go into all that in the demo, but you can see that there's a number of other things we can do: stored payment, auto payment, payment plans, different things available right through the system here. So before we get into the reporting, the last thing I want to show you under this payments is under the My Payers tab. You can see that we have a number of different features here: stored pay, auto pay, plan pay, and these are some of the more automated things that we have available. Like we saw before, if we wanted to add a stored payment method on file, then we could just type in an agreement, as we mentioned, maybe put an optional maximum amount, and then store that payment method on file by scanning the card or entering it in manually. Same process as we saw when taking a payment. But this will then allow us to have that card on file for future use. I can also set up a payment plan, and the payment plans are really handy if you have a large balance. For example, if I have, let's just say somebody does have a $1,000 balance, I want to pay $100 a month for the next 10 months, and we want to run this payment starting November 1st. So this then gives you the ability to just set this on autopilot. It's going to recur the first of every month and run for $100. You will get notified, the patient will get notified with a receipt. So if you are doing payment plans, having this in a PCI compliant way, set to automatically draft those payments, is a very powerful tool. If you are relying on a system where you're either writing down credit card information or you're having to call them and manually run these payment plans each month, you're going to gain the benefit of one, PCI compliance, but then just the convenience of not having to make those phone calls, get people on the phone. So this is a very powerful tool to set up payment plans. In this final section, I just want to briefly run through a number of different reports that are available under our standard reports. There are also reports to update my app, which this is probably a good time to mention that you'll see a number of different things as we went through. We went through the review portal and the payments and all these different things, but BillFlash does come with free training and support. So we are going to make sure that you are set up for success, and we want you to really take advantage of this free training and support so that you are comfortable using the system, you're using it correctly, and you're using it to its fullest. And we want you to get off to a good start with it. So you will have a dedicated account manager that will be holding your hand, if you will, through the process. We'll even help you upload your first batch or two if you need us to help with that, so that you do get a very successful run with BillFlash. You can see in some of these different reports, what's nice about this is you can see exactly what's being uploaded, some of the test batches that we had, some we've rejected, and then others that we've actually went ahead and sent on. You can see in these batches the ones that we've sent on. We'll go ahead and let's take a look in here. I can actually see the person I've sent the statement to, how much they're being billed, if I've actually received any payments from them on that batch. Um, and then I can actually click in here and view the actual statement. So you can dig right down to all the details that you need to. Again, payment transactions. When you're going into payment transactions, maybe you want to run a date range of year-to-date payments. I can go ahead and see exactly the payments that have been made year-to-date. For who they've been made. For example, if somebody did pay online, I will also be able to click on the form ID. I get so much information, and I can click on the form ID and view a payment. Maybe it hasn't been made online. Now I know exactly which statement that was linked to. So when they were paying online, this is what they were looking at. So no more guesswork. You can know exactly where payments need to be posted or if any adjustments are necessary. You can do a couple of different advanced searches. You can come in here and search maybe year to date and add another criteria, payment source, all online payments, all payments for a specific patient of yours, or even all payments entered by a specific user. Maybe you're needing to do some employee auditing. So this gives you quite a number of tools. And then we have a bank reconciliation report I'll briefly touch on. These are the batches that are being deposited into your bank account. You can see exactly whose payments are clearing. So this is a very powerful report. It will show you all the payments that are clearing your bank, so you know what is finalized there. So let's go back out here. We'll close things out, and BillFlash.com, just as a review, we went ahead and covered our e-bill, our print and mail. We covered our payment services for getting those payments in, whether they're online 24/7, saving you a bunch of time, or through Office Pay. We have a number of different options here with BillFlash.com. We would love to invite you to learn more, maybe set up a personal Q&A with one of our sales representatives, and then what we can do is get you signed up. When you're ready to go, you can enroll in BillFlash right here with this green button, or reach out to one of our account managers to get started today. Well, thank you so much for tuning into this video and watching this demo. I hope you found it very helpful, and we look forward to working with you in the future. Thanks again.